Jamie Humphries, and I'm here in Japan, Tokyo, for Candace Shokai and Blackstar. And I'm a guitar player from the UK, and I endorse and also demonstrate the amplifiers for Blackstar. So today we're going to take a look at the new ID range, which is Blackstar's first digital amplifier. This is Blackstar's first digital amplifier and is brought to you by the same team that designed the HT5, the HT1, the Venue series, and also the Series 1 and the Artisan range. It's always been Blackstar's vision that it would be able to produce an amplifier that was all digital and that would stand up next to other valve amplifiers producing full warm tones, and that would also be as loud as an all valve amplifier. Now let's take a look at the front panel of the amplifier. First of all, we have, starting from this end, we have the voice control. Here you select your different voices ranging from warm clean to bright clean, crunch, super crunch, OD1 and OD2. All of these sounds are Blackstar sounds and have been brought to you from such amplifiers as the Series 1. These are not amp models. This amplifier is not trying to be anything else but a Blackstar. We then have gain, which will obviously dial in how distorted or how crunchy you want the sound. The channel volume. Now we have the EQ section, and on this we have a 3-band EQ, which is bass, middle and treble, plus the ISF control, which is an exclusive and patented control that you will only find on a Blackstar amplifier. This basically allows you to alter the position of the mid-range from either the British side to the American side and anything in between, which enables you to really create the sound that's in your head. What we have is TVP, which stands for True Valve Power. This again is another exclusive control that will only be found on a Blackstar amp. When engaged, this will enable you to choose different output valves, ranging from an EL84 through to an EL34 to a 6L6, a KT8 and everything in between that. When the control is at the bottom on the 84, you will get lots of saturation, lots of compression, and as we move up, we will get tighter bottom end, more volume and more headroom. The next control is our multi-effects engine, and here we have modulation, which consists of phaser, flanger, chorus and tremolo, and the level of each of those effects can be altered here. Next here we have delay, and again we can select different types of delay, ranging from a linear digital delay to an analog delay to a tape echo to a multi-head. As we move the control more throughout these sections here, we can increase the amount of repeats of the delay, and also the level control will adjust how loud the effect is blended within the amplifier. Our next control is reverb. Here we have different types of reverb. We have a room reverb, hall, a spring and plate. And as we move this control further into the little segments that you see for each effect, this will increase the size of the reverb. And again, the level of the reverb can be adjusted with this control. All of these controls, from the voice control up to the level and everything in between, can be saved to one of the channels, channels 1 through to 4, on one of the 3 banks, which can be selected either from the front of the amplifier or via the foot switch. The master section cannot be stored, but this will enable you to adjust the overall volume of your stored or preset patches when you get to a gig or rehearsal, and also adjust the amount of presence, which is top end, and also resonance, which is a low end filter. There are 2 modes in which we can use the amplifier. The first mode is the bank mode, and we have 3 banks: green, orange and red, and for each of these banks we have 4 channels, giving you a total of 12 sounds that you can select from the front of the amplifier. With the additional foot switch, you can access a total of 128 different sounds. Here's a couple of the presets. Here's a nice shimmering clean chorus and delay sound. Now we've selected a different bank, we're on the orange bank now. Now you can hear a vintage crunch. that we can use the amplifier is in manual mode, and when this is engaged, the controls on the front of the amplifier will reflect how the amplifier is set, much like a regular amplifier. Let's now select a sound. I'm going to select the bright clean voicing, medium amount of gain. I'm going to keep the ISF in the British side. First of all, I'm going to turn off TVP, and hopefully we should be able to get the sound of Class A British amplifier. Now, as you can hear, that's very flat and very quiet. If I now engage TVP, you can hear that the level. Now let's have a listen to that sound. First of all, you can hear it's very, very quiet and very flat, much like any other digital amplifier that you would hear. If I now engage the TVP, you can hear that the amplifier has become a lot fuller and also louder. When this is engaged as well, you can hear that the amplifier will start to overdrive, and the harder I hit it, it starts to compress. If I push the gain up more, it actually starts to feel and react like a real valve amplifier. Another very cool thing that this amplifier does is if I play a chord, now I back down the volume, the sound won't become muffled. It will react like a valve amplifier and become slightly thinner and glassier, but also cleaner. Okay, now let's check out the crunch tone. I'm going to select the crunch channel, and I'm going to select the EL34 valve. Back off a bit of the bass, push some mid-range, and first of all I'm going to turn the TVP off, so hopefully we should have a crunchy Now I'm going to engage TVP. Okay, now let's go for a slightly more high gain American tone, and here I'm going to select the OD1 voice. I'm going to keep the gain cranked quite high, put the ISF into the American side, pull out some mid-range, boost some bottom end, and I'm going to select the 6L6 valve. So first of all, let's hear it without the TVP. With TVP engaged. And as you can hear, we can create everything from vintage Class A cleans all the way through to American hard rock and modern tones, and at the same time give you great feeling, loud, full valve tone, and also making the amp react and feel like a valve amp when we engage the TVP. And don't forget, you can only see that function on a Blackstar amplifier. I'm going to engage the modulation, and here's our first modulation effect. I can adjust the speed on all the modulation effects with the tap control. Here's a phaser sound. Here's a flanger. Here's a chorus effect. And now here is a tremolo effect. Now let's have a listen to some delays. Here is our digital delay, and again I can adjust the tempo of the repeat. And here we have a digital delay. Now we have our analog echo. You can hear that the repeats are a lot more lo-fi and slightly muffled. Now we have our tape echo. And finally, we have our multi-head analog effect. Here you will get the effect of a multi-head tape echo, so the repeats will be staggered as if there was more than one echo at the same time. Finally, we have our reverbs. First of all, we have a room reverb. Now we have a hall. Now we have a spring reverb, and finally we have a plate reverb. Okay, all of these effects can be engaged at one time, so you can have multi-effects. Once you have selected a sound of your choice that you're happy with, simply hold the channel button until all of the channels flash, scroll through which bank you would like to save your sound to, and then push the channel and your sound will be saved. It's as easy as that. As well as all of this, you can connect using a USB from the front of the amplifier to your computer and use the GUI, which is the graphic user interface, which enables you to edit the amplifier with your computer, upload and download your favourite patches and artist patches and share them with other ID users. Also included is an MP3 player and a metronome and a tuner. And also you can use this for recording, true stereo recording straight to your computer digitally, or you can have a dry signal one side and the ID amp the other side, and then use that for reamping. If you're happy with your tape and unhappy with your final amp sound, you can simply send it back into the computer and then change the amp sound on the front. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed our short little presentation and our overview of the new ID range, and I'd like to thank everyone at BLACKSTAR Amps and everyone at Kanda Shokai for having me over here in Japan, having a great time promoting and demoing this fine amplifier. Like I said, my name's Jamie Humphries, and that's me signing off. Bye for now. Thank you.